What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Joseph from Joseph FC, and today we're going to talk about the best players from the Premier League, all positions from goalkeepers to strikers, for every single budget as of this moment. But before we get into the content, make sure to smash the like button below and hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all the greatest and latest FIFA news. And let's get to it. Goalkeepers, nothing much to really delve into. Patricio and Leno, very basic, but we'll get the job done. Lloris and Ederson, a hinge chopper, still really okay, but a bit inflated because of SBC fodder. For elite, you really only have Alisson, in my opinion, or Joe Hart. These two should be doing the business. I think Hart is just a little bit better because of the speed, but I think Alisson is honestly fine as well. We move on to the left backs. Left backs, Telles is actually still quite usable, you know, and I have kind of small budget team with him and Paulinho that I still use because his stats just look pretty okay across the board. Robertson, not very true, I guess. Mid tier, you got Kieran Tierney's 84 card. Nothing absolutely bad about this card at all. Then you have Luke Shaw and Van Aanholt. All of them are not the same price, but I recommend Kieran Tierney by a mile. In the elite fraction, if you didn't do Adama, I think Reguilon is a pretty good left back. He fits all the boxes. He has the 92 pace, so you just slap an anchor on him. He has a very good defending and physical. Robertson a little bit more pricey. I would probably go Reguilon, in my opinion, for a fullback. You don't want to spend too much coins there. You want to invest in other positions. Adama, of course, Adama is one of the best SBCs in the whole game, in my opinion. This guy is just freaking unbelievable, man. When you compare him to like Zinchenko, he's just everything you need in a fullback. Doesn't matter about the defense or anything being a little bit lower. You put Sentinel and you're set. Right backs, we got Semedo and Hector Bellerin's really cool dynamic image. Semedo honestly is already quite meta. That's kind of okay with him. Hector Bellerin is okay as well by doing like the work rates. Kyle Walker, very sound. Joao Cancelo, more of a skills guy. Doherty, probably the most balanced fullback because Walker can be a little bit clunky. So Doherty, if you did him, you're a Spurs fan, that's fantastic. Reece James, more for physical presence. Trent is really cheap right now. I recommend getting him if you want to play him in central midfielder. Not as crazy as like an Alphonso Davies with the striking capabilities and the pace capabilities. Trent is also a little bit more clunky in my opinion, but more of like a Xabi Alonso type, spray the ball across the pitch. Really good in the previous FIFA. Then we have Ricardo Pereira, who's kind of awesome as well. You can slap an anchor on him. Cancelo, yes, would probably progress as Man City go further and further into the Champions League. Maybe up to different. It's up in the air because of, you know, current events. And there we have it. We have Hector Bellerin for cheap. For mid tier, I'm probably gonna go with Doherty for value, honestly, and probably go for Reece James because Trent. I just think Reece James has that extra step, you know. Comparing him and Trent right now, if I might look in real time, you know, Reece James, you slap an anchor on him. 86 stamina is probably the worst of it when you compare to like Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he is 200k cheaper, so I would say it's just about worth it on Trent's side because Trent doesn't really have any issues. It just maxed out defending, pace, physical, dribbling, passing, unbelievable on this card. For Ricardo Pereira, just as a last look, Ricardo Pereira with an anchor, I would say Ricardo Pereira 180k is the better pick than Reece James. I'd probably go Ricardo Pereira in this category in terms of price. He will still drop even lower, but I think he has everything you need in a fullback. The right passing, the pace, the defending, and the physical, with the high work rates and the 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot, and pretty awesome dribbling as well. And let's move on to center backs. So for center backs, you have John Stones, Van Dijk. What's crazy is that Joe Gomez is still meta. I have to say this, man. The gold version of Joe Gomez is still an exciting option, along with players like Laporte. Looking on here, you know, Laporte is still kind of a cool option, even though rule breakers, he came out a long time ago. His defense was always just very magnanimous in size, I feel. If you look at center backs, Fofana is really good too. Ruben Diaz, just wish he had the extra inch, in pace, which I think is, will do wonders for a card like this. When you look at Fofana, again, it's the same issue of the pace, because other than that, he is an absolute juggernaut, strength-wise, aggression-wise. He's 6'3", 190 cm. Very interesting stats across the board. Then we go on to Antonio Rudiger. It's a bit of a common threat with the other card because he's also 6'3", 2-star, 3-star, shadow. Very interesting on him is the 99 reactions. Those 99 reactions in the box means that you'll be able to react faster than any attackers when you're going for like loose balls. This guy is like a sweeper, man. He's the 88 strength and 96 aggression, so you just have to watch out in that place. The only issue with him is the 81 acceleration. It's a bit too low in my opinion, even though he has 96 sprint speed. 81 acceleration means that he's going to take some time to get to that top speed. Then you have players like Van Dijk, not the fastest, not the meta way this year because speed is the meta, but if you play drop back, he always serves a need. He already has 98 defending for shadow on his base card, and the record breaker edition has pace that's a little bit more usable, but I'd still steer clear away from Van Dijk unless you play a very low line, I guess, or very deep line. Then we go to elite. Elite is where you have more usable center backs, in my opinion. For me, the most important is still center back, center mid, and striker for your whole backbone of your team. I think the Van Dijk team of the year won't be triumphed by a lot of other cards. I think you put a shadow on him, 91 pace, 91 acceleration, 98 sprint speed. You can't really beat that. The 99 reactions, like I said just now, for Rudiger, he's 6'4", medium. He is still the most meta player probably, man, with 82 vision, 99 shot, and long passing. You can't really get something similar to him, Alaba's just a far cry away. Probably the closest you can get is Sergio Ramos' team of the year, and that guy costs, I think, cheaper actually, which is very interesting. Van Dijk, Premier League tax. Let's go. You got players like Fabinho as well, but I don't want to mention him because he's not that meta. Then we have players like Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker's center back card this is how good the meta gold card is, to be honest. You can put an anchor on him, 97 pace. This is what really matters in my opinion. I think the anchor does well. His defending stats are a little bit dated because they're like high 80s for interceptions and defensive awareness, mid 80s actually, and they are the defenses that matter a lot more than standing tackle and sliding tackle, in my opinion. So Kyle Walker, man, I think he's up there. Then we talk about Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is very, very interesting because right now at the stage of the game, he didn't really crash much. He was like 700k maybe in like February. He crashed quite a bit, but like that's how good Joe Gomez is, man. You put a shadow on him, his 90 acceleration, 97 sprint speed, and really good defense. You can't really go wrong with Joe Gomez. I go with Joe Gomez over like a record breaker Van Dijk, in my opinion. I just think he's more suited to the game. Then you have players like Wan-Bissaka. I wish he was faster, man. Does he put a shadow? He doesn't even have like 90 defensive awareness. That's a tragic shame on that front. Then you have Bailly, who's like the last guy on this list. Eric Bailly. You put a shadow on him. The strength, aggression is just right there. The dribbling is good too. It looks a little bit generic when you compare to the others. I would say not a super exciting option, but probably one of the most meta center backs for the price. Probably the most value Premier League center back for the price. But I'd go with for mid tier. I'd probably go with Laporte still. Or Fofana. I think for elite, I'd probably go with like Van Dijk's team of the year card or inform Joe Gomez because it's hard, man. And then I'd probably go for Eric Bailly as well because he reminds me of like Varane, Then we move on. We go to CDMs. We go to Soucek or Kante. This Soucek card is really interesting, man. This is a center mid Soucek. West Ham are doing fantastic. You put a shadow on him. He gets 79 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. He's 95 defending and he's 6'4". He's a much bigger defensive presence than Kante. But for Kante, you can't put him out, man. His reactions are so good. His agility, dribbling is so good while tackling for the ball. so you can't really push him out. You know, I would probably go Kante over Soucek, but Soucek can actually shoot. 80 finishing, 83 positioning. So if you're looking for a really budget, you know, center defensive midfielder, look no further than him. Then you have players like Wilfred Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi, what can I say about this Leicester central defensive midfielder and one of the best players in the Premier League? Not the best because of the defense again, not because of the pace again, you know. Same with McTominay. I probably have to lead Reece James here, man. CDM card, which I feel is a very solid option other than 63 finishing. He has like 96 defending, 84 stamina, 91 strength. You know, really big and bulky, 3-star, 6 feet. If you look at McTominay, again, really giant build. Excuse me on that. Really giant build for McTominay, 77 pace. Around the same, nothing too alarming. Kante's inform is honestly not worth it in my opinion. The guy that probably the most value is Leicester Shaqiri, you know. You know, this guy was an objective. You give him a shadow again, almost perfect defending. Physical, a bit more sharper, but he has the passing stats that the other two do lack. Again, a little bit of a generic card, but he has a 5-star weak foot, which can come in very clutch for your passing. Then you have players like Sissoko. Sissoko has always been very meta, just that he turns like a truck, man. Even with the 86 dribbling, because of that 64 balance and 71 aggression, 71 agility, I mean, at 6'2", high. The defense is really good. He's gonna be an effusive juggernaut, you know, in center mid. But acceleration is a bit low. Sprint speed's +7 to a 99. Wouldn't really recommend Kante. And I don't think you need 2 center defensive mids either. I think Kante still retains his value. Very strange card, you know, but it just shows you how good Kante really is, you know. Like, his defense is almost perfect, 99 everything except for hitting accuracy. The dribbling means that he'll be able to latch onto those balls easier. The passing is fine. It's there, 99 stamina. Yeah, you can't really go wrong, man. With what if Kante? I'll go Shaqiri here, James, and goal Kante probably for this option. Then we move to center mids. Ruben Neves, really interesting card from Wolves, man. Just to talk about it for a moment, you can slap a shadow on him and he'd be kind of awesome, dude. 87 pace and 91 defending, 84 physical. He's high medium, so more of a defensive mid, though he has really excellent shot power and long shots. 4-star with really good passing. The dribbling is okay, to be honest. I love Wolves. I think they're a fantastic club, so I would have done him. I kind of regret not doing him. Then you have players like Wijnaldum, who has sunken down significantly in price, 193k. Pretty good card because as a center mid, his dribbling is fantastic, and he's also 4-star, which makes him quite a tantalizing option with that average decent finishing. Then you have players like Paul Pogba. I don't really want to go into him so much, other than he has like great dribbling as well as the 5-star skills. Curtis Jones, I guess one of the must-do SBCs of this year. You know, Curtis Jones is really fantastic with a shadow, you know, with the defending so hard, the pace that high at 95 and 93. Great passing stats. Finishing is really good too, with 91 shot power and 90 long shots and 82 finishing with good dribbling. He costed quite a little bit, 446k like in February, but I think he was one of the more value ones when you consider Premier League as well. Then I'd probably pick Jones out of all this four. For value, probably Ruben Neves. For elite, Thiago has that one trait that, you know, keeps him restrained from the other sentiments, in my opinion, and that sprint speed. That sprint speed is just not serious, boys. You start by Hunter, he has 81 sprint speed and 9 acceleration. A somewhat livable sprint speed when you take into consideration the interceptions is 97. The passing is fantastic. He's 5'5" as a center mid, and that's what probably makes him retain his value. And he's 91 stamina as well. You know, 94 dribbling. This card is just such fun to play with. Then you have other players like Pogba's route to the final. This card is boosted by the left mid, I think. Only issue again is like the very slow acceleration. You put a shadow. He is kind of generic defending, really good shooting, really good passing. Really good strength as well. 5-star, 4-star, probably the most important. Outside foot shot, 6'3". I think there are better ways to spend this kind of money. I'd probably go for Thiago. Roberto Firmino aged a little bit, but he's so good that he's still kind of relevant. Other than the sprint speed being 78 and 79, you put a shadow on him, 88. Just fantastic. He's the 5-star skills as well. I'd probably lean towards a De Bruyne for value, you know, the 93 version of De Bruyne or the 92 version. 93 version is 430k. Probably put a shadow on him, but I would probably wait until team of the season's out at least. Shooting's 88, just fantastic around here. He looks like a team of the year De Bruyne, but without the defending, because his dribbling's really so high, passing's really so high, pace is so elite. That is Kevin De Bruyne. For God tier, you have players like Bruno Fernandes. I think the picture is wrong. He should be the 92 version. That photo is fantastic, man. This 92 version of Bruno Fernandes. He has the 84 defensive awareness and the 84 stand tackle, the 76 slide tackle with a shadow. Doesn't really hit anything wrong here. Looks the closest to team of the season, and I would buy him anyways when you realize that the team of the season players would be so much more expensive. Then you have players like Kevin De Bruyne, who is, I think, 800k still, 4-star, 5-star. His defense can be improved with a shadow as well. Same thing with Bruno Fernandes. Only issue with him is probably like the very heavy agility and balance. Stamina is 99. I love Kevin De Bruyne's cards, man. They've always been such a treat to play with. But Bruno Fernandes is meta as heck for a reason, because he has that, you know, lean body type that enables him to turn very, very well. 4-star, 4-star. You know, you give him a shadow in this remark, and he has 99 acceleration, 92 defensive awareness, 91 sprint speed. He has 90 everything except for sliding tackle, jumping, strength, aggression, and hitting accuracy. This is bonkers in my opinion, and probably one of the most fun cards on foot in my opinion as team of the year progresses, but also one of the most overpriced as well. Then we move on to cabs. Gold De Bruyne, what can I say? He's just fantastic. Probably the sprint speed could be improved. You have team of the year honorable mentions Jack Grealish, 4-star, 3-star. Probably put a 100 on him, and he looks kind of sound. You know, you got Mason Mount's card, Chelsea player, 88 because of his moving up. You put a 100 on him, he looks fine again. All these guys have like 99 shooting with really good dribbling as well. I think Mason Mount does dribble a little bit weird though, I've read. So just be careful with him if you've done it. I don't think most people have done it anyways. And that's because I have really big expectations for like dribblers. Like I kind of compare everybody to freaking Bernardo Silva's dribbling, man. If you don't hit that, I think you're not that good at dribbling, you know. Look at this Bernardo Silva card, man. Just slapping a 100, 4-star, 3-star. Kind of reminds me of Team of the Year moments. Though the freeze version I still think is much better because he can finish. And when you can finish, it's really worth all that extra weight on it. You have Odegaard, who's really fun. I'm an Arsenal fan. 5-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Covers all the bases with a hunter. You know, it's really fantastic dribbling and passing and stamina as well. Some decent strength and some decent defending at very high 60s. Just really, really cool across the board with Odegaard. Only issue with him is a 3-star weak foot when finishing. It's predictable, but it's the truth. You got Harvey Barnes, the Leicester Future Stars player. You could give him a 100. Looks exempt again. Probably a finisher could do as well. You know, looking at this card, he's 3-star, 4-star. Personally, I wouldn't pick out any skill move attacker without the 4-star skill moves. I think they're super important. Then you have mid-range Bruno Fernandes. I think team of the tournament. This one is pretty cheap at 320k compared to the others. He's not even far, you know, away from the Hitliners version. So I would recommend this player, to be honest. Then we move on to God tier. So like Lucas. Like Lucas is God tier, man. Like he reminds me of Pele, like a budget Pele when you put a Deadeye on him. The dribbling looks fantastic. He has 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Wish he had more sprint speed. 84 stamina is awesome. 90 shot passing. I could put a 100 as well, but it's really up to you. Then you have Fernandes, and De Bruyne. Other than center mids, all those are really, really good as attacking mids. I think Fernandes, Headliners, does edge De Bruyne because De Bruyne is kind of stiff in the rule. You need to be a bit mobile, so I'd probably go Headliners, Fernandes, then De Bruyne. And then Team of the Year Fernandes if unlimited budget. Right wingers, you got Mohamed Salah and Lamela for his crazy Rabona goal this year. I gotta give him props, man. I gotta give him props to the guy. Lamela, 4-star, 3-star, give him 100. You give every attacker 100 in this game, man. You have Lucas as well. And before we get into Lucas, Salah is actually almost perfect dribbling. Only issues are weak foot. This Lucas card, I'd probably still use Salah over him, you know? That's how good goal Salah is. This Lucas, you put a dead-eye. You know, Lucas was one of the more meta ones as well. 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. I'd probably do him, but he was a bit too expensive. Rafinha is a bit too expensive as well. I think a bit too lanky, you know, for the price and the performance. You put a dead-eye on him, he looks kind of neat, I guess. But I'd prefer someone like goal Salah, in my opinion. Or maybe even a Riyad Mahrez, CL man of the match. You give him 100. He looks awesome. It's just a medium work rate. You know, even though he has 5-star skills, the medium attacking work rate just pisses me off, man. And then, of course, you have a headliner version, which is for people who are really smart. They did this one. They are rewarded for it. Kudos to you guys, man. For great, I'll probably pick Mahrez because Rafinha's a bit too expensive. Then for elite, I'd probably pick in from Salah, man. I think he is the cheapest, not the cheapest, but the most value option out of everybody. I don't think you have to increase your other stuff that much. Probably give a hawk to him or something for a camp style. 88 passing is awesome. Forward to the final, a good shout as well, honestly. With 100 looks pretty deceptive. Looks like a 97 left winger. Only issue is the weak foot, as I've been saying, but I think it's worth it. I'd probably go with goal Salah for left. For the middle, I'll probably go for the Champions League man of the match, Riyad Mahrez. Then for right wingers, I'd probably go for UCL Salah, because that's just so fun, or bukayo Saka. Finally, we are almost finished with left wingers. With left wingers, you have Christian Pulisic, Mr. Captain America, coming in clutch. You got Rashford, goal Rashford, probably the most value goal card of the entire year. You got Saint Maximin, who has some finishing issues. Diogo Jota will not have some finishing issues. Will dribble like a dream for you, but has 4-star skills. But has a 5-star weak foot. Should finish like it's anyone's birthday. What the hell kind of idiom is that? I'm too sleepy. Bergwijn, 4-star, I think. Or was it 4-star, 3-star? 4-star, 4-star. You give him a dead eye. He looks fantastic with that 94 strength, you know, and that stocky body type at 5'10". I think Bergwijn is awesome. Do Bergwijn. I think Son does better as a striker. I don't know why he's here, but because he's characterized as a striker, he has to be here, I guess. Yeah, Son of 100 is just awesome. Same thing with Sadio Mane's inform. Not a far cry away from his 90 card, but still, that's how good his inform is. You got 88 Rashford. 88 Rashford is kind of like a good middle ground. You're not too expensive, not too much. He's 40k coins. You know, covers the basics really well for a finisher. Just that some of the dribbling a bit wonky. The passing is fine there. At this price, you might as well just get Mbappe or someone. Then you have 89 Rashford. Probably the best version of Rashford, I would say, with a finisher camp style. Looks like everything is about almost intact with this. 94 stamina, 82 strength, really good passing, 89 shot passing, 90 vision. Yeah, this Rashford is shaping up to really good, man. And that's the same with the the final version. The Rashford, that Rashford isn't a world of difference, honestly. I think only has worse physicality but better. I think worse shooting but better physicality. Then you have players like Sterling. Sterling is what makes the Premier League exciting, in my opinion, both in real life and on the pitch. This Sterling with a hawk just looks sensational. Absolutely sensational. Really good shot passing. Oh, wish the composure was more, but you can't always get what you want, right? But this guy with this body type, this short and lean, unique body type, this guy is just, you know, exquisite, man. Just beautiful. This Sterling card, along with this Mane card as well. This Mane card, Team of the Year, honorable mentions. You probably give a basic to him, and he can knock it out of the park, man. Just the balance and the composure. But he becomes a left winger at 95 on the right side or the left side. This Mane 800k, but he does the job, and he is not that far away from a team of the year Mane, a team of the season Mane, which wouldn't happen, but would be a frame of comparison. Any left midfielder in the Premier League. This Mane is still really, really close and doesn't have any. Honestly, nitpicking is probably just long shots and composure and crossing, but you don't really have to do that much. And there we have it. We have left wingers. We'll go with goal Rashford. Then I'll go with inform Rashford, and then I'd probably go with Sterling. And we finally are almost done. Okay strikers. Jesus, Wilfried Zaha and his 5-star skills. You got that Giroud objective. That's so enlightening. Then you got Rule Breakers Kane, which is a bit of a dated card because of his dribbling, but I think 100 can still suffice. Players like Cavani. Wow, man. Like, I know 3-star skills is not the meta, but like this Cavani card is just such a delight to even look at, man. Short passing 81, good strength. He's a really good target man, can dribble, really good reactions, just 3-star skills. This is it, man, for Edinson Cavani. Then you have players like Aubameyang, not the best, but again, same thing with the Mane, very close to the team of the year with a finisher chem style. Just lacking in balance. I think the team of the year would have lacking in balance too, but he won't get a team of the year. There will probably be no Arsenal player in the team of the year. I think marksman works as well, and engine works as well if you don't want to boost the shot power. So Aubameyang works great as well. Then you have 87 Rashford. Nothing more else to see other than his price is really, really good for what he can provide. Richarlison, same thing as Rashford, just with 5-star weak foot and 4-star skills. You give him 100, you can still do heel to heels really effectively. Come in and shoot different angles. 5-star weak foot should provide you sensational value. This Aguero card, 877k PS4, I think is worth it, because I think there won't be any other players like him, to be honest. You give him like an engine and he looks phenomenal, man. Like, just phenomenal. I can't believe how good this Aguero is, man. The shooting is just there. He dribbles like a dream. What's Aguero like? He hitting accuracy of 95, 90 jumping, 91 stamina. This Aguero is just friggin' fantastic, man. Just ridiculous, and I think the right fit for the price. Then you have players like Adama Traore, which has more of like the 5-star skills, I would say. Only issue is the reaction being 70. Reaction being 70 is really, really bad for Adama Traore. You put a finisher on him or a marksman, and I think he can do the business, but you gotta increase the positioning. So most people put Deadeye or at least finisher on him so that they can improve him. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of him because he's just a power truck that runs down the wing. I think he would do better as a winger, as evidenced by a finisher cam style on him. I think he would do better as with an engine as well, Yeah, he'll be a 90, I guess, or a Maestro. So many options, but for that card, chemistry wise, I just feel like it doesn't fit. Then you have Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy has a 5-star weak foot now. Very interesting card with Leicester. Give him an engine. He looks like that Cristiano Ronaldo, 97 positioning and finishing. Just the passing is a bit off, man. 80 passing with the chem style and 57 long passing. Good stamina, but not crazy. 93 aggression, really good dribbling. And then you have Mane's 4-4. Nothing too crazy other than that he's just so decked out his entire card, just because Mane and Salah have just almost perfect cards. Same logic with the 93 Mane, just different positions. And there we have it. Thanks so much for watching the video. That's crazy, man. 30 minutes. Alright, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you in the next one, guys. If you do like the video, drop a like and subscribe. Never miss any more FIFA content from me. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.